Fourth episode of the Yashica FR-1 rehabilitation. I did some of the unsoldering, so I unsoldered all the wires on this board except one that was unsoldered from this point. These three from this contact plate under this, and by the way, this one. So this is the tripod mount plate. It goes here. This fork goes something like this, and both actually it's more like scissors, not like a fork. Both prongs of the scissors must be to the front, so to the front of the camera from the contacts. So something like this. And you can expect the screws to be extremely tight. I got one out easily, but the three others, it was a nightmare. Slight nightmare. I didn't have to resort to heating and other stuff, but I did use a lot of lighter fluid and some acetone, and it seems they had some thread lock, I think. Anyways, yeah, I should put them in there in the correct spot at number 5 in the box. So these three wires, this long red one will come out, so it's disconnected from this side, and these two little screws will allow me to take it out with this contact from the battery. So there it goes. I also unsoldered the purple one from here, but I also unsoldered it from here because since it's a long wire and it has a very complicated routing, I thought it was the smartest thing to just take it out completely. So I'll just have to take out this little piece. I don't know what it is, a mask or of some kind. Okay, now pull the wire through the hole. Put this one back so we don't lose anything. Oh, by the way, at some point I said that if dust or debris from old rotten light foam would get through that little slot where the needle of the light meter gets inside the viewfinder, you would have no chance of actually cleaning the focusing screen. I was wrong. You can clean it. I think if you take off this little plate, actually I'm quite sure, if you take off this little plate, this frame beneath the focusing screen can be taken out, and then the focusing screen can be taken out, but that will not eliminate the need to replace that little piece of foam beneath the light meter. It's an option, I suppose. I'll see what I'll do. I'll think about it. I might just leave it be. There's a lot of dust in the viewfinder. Let's see. So if we take out these two screws, this little retainer is off. Oh yeah. This one, I think it simply lowers, so it's like a I don't know, a door, and then there it is, a sandwich of things. Yeah, don't try this at home. So don't pick up screens with the tweezers. So it has a shiny side and a rough side. The shiny side goes towards the mirror. Okay, this is pretty clean, and that means that most of the dust and stuff is on the prism. Now there are also a couple of spacers, like I don't know, film spacers. They are white and translucent, that cannot be taken out from this side because they are larger than the opening. And also, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but this is the needle from the light meter. So if you try to clean the prism, you must do it in such a way that you do not touch that needle. It's very, very soft and bends extremely easily, and you would have to do this while oh look, you can actually take these spacers out. So we had spacers, then the focusing screen, then a frame, then damn, how do I call this? An elastic frame. So it's a springy frame that puts pressure against the screen. Then you have this frame, and then you have the retainer. So it's a sandwich of pieces. And in case something goes bad and I forget the order, I should have it right here. So this is the elastic one, this is the spring frame, another frame, the screen. This one is actually the piece with the markings, so with the shutter speeds, and between these two there should have been on the diagram this should be a set of two. So this set of two white, oh look, it's only one. On the other two cameras there were two. Okay. So spring, frame, focusing screen, this spacer, and another frame on top. I mean the one with the markings. Okay, so now I can take them all out. This is the side that goes up. This is the spring frame, and this is the bottom frame, and this place is for the focusing screen. Okay, now I have direct access to the prism, and I can clean it, and I could also try, but it's not going to be easy, to replace this foam here. I don't know why I'm doing this, meaning this way, because it's kind of pointless. I'm going to take the flexi board out probably anyhow. So this was the old foam. I'll use it as a template, and then let's see if I can get this here. Yeah, I can. So all the green goo stuff is now on the shutter curtain. Okay. Still a lot of crap on the prism. No, I think I'll just do it the right way, because it's pretty much pointless. I risk damaging other stuff if I'm trying to take a shortcut. But it can be done, so in case you really need to clean anything in this part of the camera and you don't want to go complete disassembly, this is one way of doing it. Alright, so what else? This wire I said that I would take out completely. Alright, and now I can take off this board, or I might leave it, but no, I'll just take it off. I don't really remember what's underneath it. Maybe there's something to be cleaned. So, 2 screws. And the board. Okay. And now now I should try to lift this part. I have already disconnected the light gray wire that goes to the light meter, because it's very short, and I don't want to touch the light meter in any way. And this loom of wires can be pulled out one by one. And I will probably have to put them back one by one when I'm done. That will be a very interesting thing to do. Okay. Blue. Green, 2 whites. Actually, it's a white and a gray. And a couple of black ones, but the black ones are connected to these magnets, so I will have to find them and disconnect them from here. And they are soldered somewhere below this, I think. So in order to lift this, I need to remove this retainer and the ASA brush contact. Now this can be lifted, and you can only lift it. You can lift it. Okay, then we have one black that is connected to this point, and another black that is connected to this point. Now, since they are both black, I don't suppose the order matters. No, it doesn't, because they both go like in the same place on the wiring of the magnet. just take a picture. So black and also black. Okay, next we have this. The eyepiece. And on this side, this is a bit, I don't know, trickier. I feel it a bit trickier, because on that side um, I have one pink wire here, this one, another pink wire here, that one. So I could disconnect. I'm trying to think which is the easiest approach when it comes to reassembly. So it would be very tricky for me to solder the wires in these positions. I would rather disconnect them from here. So this one is accessible. I also, I think I drew a diagram. Flexi right side, pink. So pink, white, orange, pink, white, pink, white, orange, pink, white. Okay. So I will disconnect the pink from here. And the other pink from here. No. I think this one is easier. And I will put the red one back. Okay, so these couple of wires are loose. Then we have a white that comes from this area. So I have to take off this one that says white to the battery compartment. Okay. Then I have this green light green is this one that goes to this loom, and the green one is also from the battery area. So I will just take off the dark green one. Okay, and we also have this one that I will disconnect from this remote terminal. Okay. And we also have this couple of wires. So we have gray and orange. The orange goes to the self timer and the gray one goes I don't know where it goes. I'm sure the manual mentions it. So orange goes to self timer and gray to the release switch. I'll take them both out. Okay, and in order to lift the flexi, I also need to, I think, remove these 3 screws. So 1, 2 and 3. So these 2 are shorter and smaller, and the other one is a bit longer and thicker. And now I think this could possibly lift if I can take these wires out of this place. this black wire that is attached to something below, I don't remember what. Shutter. So it goes to the to the release switch as well. Yeah, it makes sense now. Okay, so the black one that is also connected to the light blue one. Black, teal, blue. Okay. So a couple of more black wires. Okay. And we also have one screw here and another screw here. And an orange wire that goes to the light meter. Whew, and here it is. Now, probably it could have been done easier somehow. I mean, you can lift it with the mirror box in one place, but I needed access to this part, so it didn't really matter much. This was the easy part. Putting them back will be the really nasty part, because I'll need to reroute every wire, hopefully and ideally through the same positions and loops as they were. So yeah, I'll have some fun with that. And now we can move further with removing the prism. Actually, I'm gonna take the mirror box out completely. So you have one little spring here, then you have two screws here, also this one needs to be lifted. Uh, Alright, so now that I've got all the wirings unsoldered and other various parts, we are a bit closer to actually removing the mirror box. So right now it's wiggling, so there are no more screws keeping it in place, but um, it's not possible to take it out, because, well, first of all, the self-timer is still here. It was kept in place by two screws, one here, one here. This one was actually a bracket for the three wires going in on these pins. So it was one of these, I don't remember which one, but I have it written down. Now, if I take out the last screw, I should theoretically be able to remove the self timer, but I don't know if I can without moving the mirror box a bit more. Well, apparently I did it. And I'll also have to separate those two wires. So pretty much one of these two is going to, I think, the button, so the release button, and it's joined by this one. So when you trip the self timer, it will inject a signal through this one, practically bypassing the shutter button or something like that. It's not hot enough yet. All right. This little ring with a spring is connected to here, to this hole, I think. So it releases this button. So this button is, you can either push it or push it and slide it. When you push it and slide it to the right of the camera, it will lock in place on this position. So the on position is the button for the, oh god damn, look, see, one of these fell off and it was probably here, I think, or maybe behind. No, I think it was behind, so it got loose when I jiggled this. We'll see. So the button turns on the light meter, and if the winding lever is not on its park position, so it's not close to the body, it's like this, you can push and slide. When you slide it, it will lock in place like this. When you push the lever back, this ring rotates clockwise and it pushes, or it pulls on this little tab. And and when it does that, the button will move back to its off position. Okay, and what else I need to remove is this. So this bracket, although I think I can take it out without removing this bracket, I only need to remove this screw, so this little piece can rotate like this. Come on. And I will also have to remove this one, so there is actually room for this piece to be rotated. But that one I will replace afterwards. And now this one should be able to rotate like that. And this little screw goes back. Okay, and now in theory this one is out, and sure enough I have 1, 2, 3 spacers, and this was the fourth that was here. I will add them to my notebook. So I have 1, 2, 3 and 4. On the other body there were more. There was one more in one position. I don't really remember what position was that. That's why probably, I mean not probably, but certainly if you mix and match, so for instance you use the shell of one camera and the mirror box of another camera, you will need to collimate, if that's the correct way of using the term. So you need to rematch the flange to focal plane distance, so the lens mount to focal plane distance. Alright, what else? What else? Well, I have 1, 2 strips of light foam, one little piece of film, and a lot of dust. So it's very, very, very dusty. Also, this thing is rusted, like really, really rusted. So I will replace this whole piece. And on the other body, so the last one that I took apart, there was a set of 4 Let me get it. So a set of 4 pieces of something like a felt, yeah. On the corners, I'm not really sure what's the point to have them, but I will probably just take them off this body and put them in this body. This one will go here. As long as I can... No, I can't do that because this is the one with the broken shaft. So I'll have to only exchange this retainer. Okay. And maybe the screws. I'll have to measure the gap because it looks a lot wider than on the first camera. That one really looked nice. This is interesting. So this is armed, and now if I release it, god damn it. The first curtain is very slow, but why? Because it worked seemingly fine when it had a battery inside, so I could control the speeds. Okay, so it's gonna be even trickier. We'll see. Okay, so I have the mirror box and shutter to take care of, and I have the frame to take care of. For the frame, I will have to deal with this part, with this part, because it's all dirty under this little panel, and with this part. So I will need to take it out completely, the entire assembly. I already have the new one, not the new one, the clean one. So I have this one that I will use to replace the existing one on the camera because this one is broken. I have a self timer that works and it has been cleaned and lubricated, so maybe I'll use that one instead of this one. And I will need to clean as much as possible whatever will remain on the camera. For instance, I would like to remove this gear and in order to remove it I would have to remove probably this screw, but I would also have to somehow keep the sprocket shaft in place while undoing the screw, thing that I didn't manage to do on the other body. I tried to get something in between the sprockets, but it's a bad idea. This is plastic. I would rather leave it alone. Yeah, that's the plan. So this is number 1, and this is number 2. Also, I will need to remove the prism, the light meter, the focusing screen, replace that piece of foam that I took out from behind the mirror, clean the mirror, clean the pistons. This one is only held in place by 2 screws. Take it out, clean it inside out, put it back. This one is a bit trickier to get to. I think it has I'm not really sure. I'll do some experiments on the other mirror boxes. Okay, and then I will want to replace, no, not to replace, I want to try to disassemble one of these assemblies just to see if I can clean and lubricate all the gears. That would be nice. Okay. Yeah, I'll skip some parts because otherwise it would take like, I don't know, 15 hours of video time, so it's not worth it. And just come back with an update unless something interesting comes along. We'll see. All right, thank you.